Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our second Network of Networks meeting. Not our second day. Just a few words before the session starts. I'd like to let you know that I will record this session. We will not make it available for the public, just to share it within the Network of Networks. Please keep your microphone muted, camera off, unless you're the speaker. You can use the chat function if you have any questions or remarks. And we have a Padlet you can use during the whole meeting. I will put it in the chat. And then I'd like to give the floor to Ritva.
Okay, hello everybody. So nice to be here. Do you hear me well?
Yes.
That's good. Ivy, are you showing the presentation, or do I share it from here?
If you can share it, and if not, I will do it for you.
Okay, so I will do so. So very much welcome to hear something more about. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, can you see my presentation now?
No, we can't.
No. No, this is the old one.
Yes, we can. Yep.
Yes, sorry. Where is the new one? Oh. Yeah. Okay, now this is the right one, isn't it? Can you see this?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
thanks.
we can. Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to hear something about our welfare technology project Team We. So this project started in 2019, and this is Erasmus Plus KA 2 action project. So Finland is coordinating it, and our college. It first started with my colleague, so I took it over just a couple of months ago. So I'm now presenting you what we have done, and this project is quite meaningful with the Network of Networks because the theme of welfare technology has been present in many of the yearly meetings, and we already had another project, WellTech, which was a little bit similar, and so what is Project Team We? So this is the new parts of the needs of the vets and the society. The idea in Team We is that we are mixing teachers and students from different vet sectors, and we are solving real problems, real challenges related to welfare technology together. And of course, the main aim of the project was focused on live interaction as well as virtual communication. And now because of COVID, so everything is more or less virtual. So we are thinking about what are the future challenges, and we are using different kind of tools, also design thinking tools in this problem solving, and we are using different pedagogical ways, so like team teaching with different vet sectors, and also problem and phenomenon based teaching and flipped learning and teaching. And as I mentioned, so we already had another Erasmus Plus KA2 action project behind this, where we shared some of the welfare technology things. But now this is even more focused on pedagogy and more focused on the future needs of vocational education, not only healthcare section, but welfare technology in general. Oh, no. Our partners in this project come from 3 countries. So we are the coordinators, Finland, and we also have Tampere University of Applied Sciences. Over there we have a vocational teacher training unit over there, and they are responsible of the pedagogical point of views on here and evaluation. Then we have partners from the Netherlands, so Delft College, and partners from Spain, Basque Country, so MECA and Technica are over there. We also have a lot of silent partners. So we have companies and other working life partners. So they vary. They might be companies that produce some of these technologies, but we also have care centers for old people, both private and public. And they are strongly involved on planning and developing these questions and our challenges, our problems. And also we had planned many visits over there, but now they have become virtual because of COVID. So very much focus is now on elderly care, but this is not the only part of the project. So welfare technology can be focused on different groups. So actions in the project. We started normally. So we had a kickoff meeting in autumn 2019 in the Netherlands. And over there, only staff members and teachers participated. So over there, we still thought we could make the project as it was planned originally. But unfortunately, we couldn't then realize the student and staff workshops as planned. So we had to cancel them on the very last minute. And so far we have been working virtually, and we have also done some virtual workshops with the staff members now, and some of them are still coming. And then we have made a final decision that now we will start to work online also with the students. So our first virtual week will be in spring 2021. And because of the challenges of COVID, so there are some restrictions how many persons can be on one space. So now we will use a lot of pre-recordings. So it was already originally planned that we would visit like old people's homes, but it is more or less very difficult or either impossible. So now we can do something with videos and planning to have 360-degree cameras and other augmented reality and virtual reality tools like virtual classes. Of course, it's easier to communicate because communication is important with conference microphones, and there's a lot of pre-materials we have to do before the actual weeks. And we are having parallel workshops for students and staff members. They are not the same. They may be similar parts, but they are not the same. And students come from different best sectors, so they are cross-curricular student workshops, and they are solving real challenges related with the work of elderly people, anyway, within the first workshops. And the teacher workshops, staff workshops, they are a little bit different. So they are focusing on team teaching, flipped learning, design thinking, and phenomenon-based teaching as well. And students and teachers were planning to visit real on the workplaces, but now we are realizing the visits virtually, and this is a big challenge. And so far we have not done it yet, but we have very nice plans, and now they are realizing. So I think we're also learning a lot. And in the end of each LTT week, we will have a multiplayer event, which will be now virtual. So maybe some of you can join us also in the spring term next spring. So why welfare technology and why this is needed and why we have to modify the realization of the project. So as we have just had a virtual workshop together with partners, and the situation is quite similar everywhere. Of course, we already knew that if you think about the population, so Europeans are getting older. We have more or less very similar challenges in most of the countries. And actually, this is not only for Europe, so this is also elsewhere. This welfare technology, we have had other projects, and for example, we have some of these things also in common together with our Japanese partners. And within the previous project, we even arranged a common seminar on welfare technology together with our European partners and Japanese partners. And what is the situation is that we always have to learn from the past, but we live in the present, and now we live on the COVID era, but we need to believe in the future. So our partner from Delft College, Yolanda, is over there in a small photo. And what is now really needed, so we had an idea that we need to use these tools and pedagogy before, but during the COVID era, it has shown that we really need to use it. So it's really important. So now internally, we have had, as I mentioned, internal webinars, and we have shared the situations in participating countries also now when we have the COVID. And we are still focusing some of the internal work, so we will focus more on pedagogy. And as well, because now everything is done virtually, so we have to understand the international aspect. So we are all Europeans, but still we are a little bit different. We have local needs, we have European needs, we have some cultural differences. And of course, these also affect on the practices, what we need to do in each of the countries. And this is also important that we will show this to our teachers and our students, and they understand the whole concept. So every person is an individual, and we should offer the best possible solutions for individuals, but within the ways of new technologies. So the welfare technology is developing. We have some photos here from our previous webinar. So now we are sharing these materials. And what we mean with welfare technology at the moment is there are different things. So we have different devices of evaluating and monitoring health and capability, like bracelets or sleep activity things. We have things supporting independent life. So home care is very important part of the welfare technology. And of course, we can talk about savings, but at the same time, we can talk about individual options. Safety is important, all kind of safety, and also housing is connected with these things. And then improving social interaction, involvement, and participation, especially now when in most of the countries, so the elderly people, they have been more or less isolated because of the prevention of all the possible contamination of COVID. So this is very important. And we are using Padlets, we are using gym sessions online, and this is becoming the new normal also in our world. So here we have some pictures of our last webinar, and we have our teacher Inga there with our robot. So this is filmed inside our school. And one of the tasks we are giving for the students is how we are using these robots more, what kind of things they can manage, because then we can program them. There is also in the middle, there's a photo of our gym in the school. And this is a special gym because we can make measurements, individual measurements, and we are using this all the time with real clients, and similar things you can find from elderly people home care centers. And then the third photo is actually from Spain. So there are different devices. They are developing all the time. They can be permanent devices or mobile devices. And these things, we will innovate all the time new things, and they are important. So I very much liked Yolanda's presentation last time, so I took this part from her. So welfare technology, why it exists and why it was needed. So if you think about the past, present, and future, so in the past, of course, to increase self-reliance, to be able to offer more care with less professionals. And the idea was that we should have more time for the client. The present situation is very much similar. So to increase self-reliance and to be able to offer more care with less professionals. But now, because of COVID, we really have to, and this is really something we need to use. And in the future, this continues. We still have to, and this will be the new normal, more or less. New professionals are becoming a bit different. So I would say that they will be multi-professionals even more than nowadays. We don't have a choice. So the world is changing. Also, persons are changing. The whole society is changing, and the profession. So this is really needed. And the teaching materials are needed. So we are producing teaching materials here in this project. And in the past, they were not really much offered. Anyway, not much to share. And if there were materials, they were focused on care and welfare. At the moment, we are still living on the era when we have textbooks. We do have some open educational resources, but they are placed on the variety of places. And the situation is that teachers, they create their own materials. Focus is still mainly on care and welfare, but other disciplines, other vet sectors, they are interesting. And this is something that affects not only health sector, but also other sectors, because welfare technology is there. And for example, in Finland, we have welfare assemblers in electrical and mechanical sector as well, even as a name of the qualifications. In the future, we hope that we will have more open educational resources where a teacher can search what they need and modify them, of course, if needed. And the idea is on team teaching, so teachers sharing materials. And the focus also learning learning and working is on multidisciplinary teams. So team working is the future. So you can also see it very visibly on 21st century skills. And design thinking how things are done the best way, connected with the productivity and also the customer needs. So it is the theme here, and then design thinking is hot, as Yolanda says. So we have now here, we have promotion of communication and new ideas, and behind that are the changes of VET. So we are steering teachers towards the methods of new teacherhood. We are also aiming to cross borders between different VET sectors. So we have here students and teachers from different VET sectors. And the how we use and how we start to use welfare technology is important. So it should be easier and easier. And of course, the aim of the vocational education everywhere is further strengthen the cooperation with the companies and other work-life partners. And in our project, what will be the deliverables? This is PA2 action where we are also creating intellectual output, and we are creating online handbook, teaching welfare technology together. And we are hoping to add some of these things I mentioned. So we are all the time collecting new materials, and we are sharing the materials. We are developing and increasing cross-cultural teaching and sharing the good practices together. And also new teaching methods, they are always needed. And you can also learn so much from others and also from other countries. And as mentioned, we are strengthening the working life cooperation. And of course, the welfare technology is changing. We will have new innovations, like in our school in Tredo. So we are very lucky because you can also see the logo of the city of Tampere, Tampereen kaupunki over there. So our city is totally owned by the city, and we've been lucky because we have been a piloting environment of new technology. So in our campuses, we are also training the workers of the home health care of the city of Tampere. So that's why some of the photos you can see. So these are the real things. So we are doing very close work and development work together with the city of Tampere and also some other working life partners. So we are testing the new equipment and we are sharing, then we are teaching also our students, but also the workers of home care, for example, with them. And this is, in our ways, this is also the role of the vet organizers. So we should be part of the innovative actors in the new world. So, as I mentioned, I did not start with the project in 2019. So now I'm the project manager of Team We. We also have a teacher, Inga Pöntiö, and she is a healthcare teacher and she is our guru more or less with these welfare technologies. We also have other teachers involved with other sectors. But if you need to ask some further questions, so we have our information over there. And we are happy to share our knowledge. And then we have very nice partners. This is quite a small project because we only have 3 countries, but these are the partners. I think we can really create something new and something new thinking as well. Am I a little bit early with this?
We have a question in the chat, Ritva.
Okay, no, so I can see that now.
Are you foreseeing during or after the project to implement a real project involving students, giving them a real case where they will need to work together to solve it? For instance, building one welfare device application.
We are involving students all the time here. Yes. The idea is that in the very beginning we were supposed to involve them together and mix them on international groups. But now, because all the live LTT weeks were cancelled, so now teachers in all the countries are dealing with the matters we have decided in our meetings. So we are giving them real cases and they are solving it together, and not only healthcare students, but technical students and healthcare students together. And what are the problems or challenges? So they are decided in each country, and they are bringing some solutions. And then when we have these virtual weeks together, so then they are sharing the information also with other students. So the main idea has changed a little bit from the original idea, because we have to do something together in our own countries, but then we will also have online cooperation between students from other countries, and the same with teachers. They can build, of course, a device application, but start from the very zero. It's not easy, but they can modify they can further develop them, I would say. Or it can be something that we can also use. We can already use existing machinery, existing devices, but maybe with the new ways. And maybe we can also help to modify the devices, because the problem with welfare technology, or the challenge with welfare technology, has traditionally been that devices have been planned by engineers, and then they are used by healthcare professionals. And so over there we need design thinking. It's not only the devices, but it's the whole concept of practices, how we are using them. So this communication between different vet sectors and between different professionals are important. So here we have, as I mentioned, so we have now health and care students and teachers. Then we have technical students and teachers from different sectors. And then we also have IT teachers and students. And we are planning to mix them together with these flipped learning things. Did I answer your questions? Yes. Any more questions? Sounds interesting. Yes. I don't know if what happens in your own countries, but I would say that if you think about this project, so of course it was written and it started before the COVID, and we thought that we could make it as planned. And I think that this has also created us an opportunity. So we can now even make something more that we were planning originally. Of course, we are missing the real interaction. We are missing the meeting of people. But if you think about our target groups, so those elderly people in the homes, so they are even suffering more because they might not have any communication with their close ones. And what is very important is that we are helping that. We are helping the whole process. Welfare technology is a huge area, and I think we can still further develop a lot of things over there. No questions, only compliments. What a great project. Thank you so much, Marcel. And yes, I noticed that Enara, our partner, is also here. Okay, I still have some time. I was very, very fast. Any more comments? How is the welfare situation in your countries? So we have here Finland, of course, and Basque Country and the Netherlands, but I suppose we have also partners from the Northern Ireland and Scotland. So yesterday, when Joao Santos had a presentation, and we heard more about this centers of vocational excellence. So I would say that welfare technology could also be one part of the Center of Vocational Excellence, and that's something which is really needed in Europe as well as in the world. So we are open with further projects also on this theme, and we are happy to share our practices. How could non-colleges learn from it other than this webinar? Yes, we are just in the beginning of the project now, so we are planning to have more dissemination events. And yes, we are at the same time we are developing training. Yesterday, maybe some of you about our teaching cooperation with the Netherlands. So actually, all these things we are now developing in Team We, they are also integrated on teaching, and they are integrated in our curricula. So in our case, we are planning to have training for that. And of course, in the future, maybe we can offer student exchanges with the theme or staff exchanges with the theme. So I'm very positive on that. And of course, we already had in mind that we could have a study visits within the network of networks, and welfare technology is one of the themes we are very happy to arrange study visits to Finland, for example, and also participate on your your ones. Maybe an article on newsletter. Yes, that would be possible. Absolutely. Thank you, Rea. Thank you so much. And yes, we are also sharing some videos later on. So we made some videos, but I did not place them inside the presentation because I was not sure if we have enough time for everything. But absolutely, I will send you more information later on with the project. And as I mentioned, this project has started, and we are still developing it for 2 more years. So thank you so much, and hope to tell you more about the project later on. This is really the theme. We are very enthusiastic in our school in Tredu, and I can see that our peers are also very willing to develop these things together. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, thank you, Ritva. If there are no more questions, if you do not have anything to add, I'd like to thank you very much for this interesting sharing of this project. And we could end the session if everyone is fine.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.